Hello everyone, I'm Mark Daniel Patrick. Thank you so much for checking out the channel. Today we are reacting to a two-time Grammy Award winner who actually got her start, I think, posting videos of herself singing on YouTube, and that led to her being a contestant on American Idol in 2010. And now, as the script usually goes for American Idol, as long as you don't go on to win the entire show, you have a pretty good shot of having a career in music. Now, just before we get started, don't forget to hit that subscribe button, and you can also join me on my Patreon page. We have new reaction videos that go up there every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, including right now we are taking an in-depth look at the 21st season of The Voice. You can find the link to join in the description below. Alright, let's get to the reaction to celebrate the release of the film. This is the one and only Tori Kelly performing Waiving Through A Window. And of course, not shocking to anyone, this video is again blocked on YouTube. I don't know what the answer is or how to get around this. If anyone has any suggestions on how to get around this blocked content thing, other than not using copyrighted content, I just don't understand how some people are able to post reaction videos of this song and get away with it and it's not blocked. But for me, it is. Is it because I'm Canadian? Something against Canada? I don't know what it is. Anyways, when this happens, we know the answer. Thankfully, we have the Patreon page. So this video is streaming in its entirety right now live on our Patreon page. You can go watch it there. The link to join is in the description below. I'll leave my comments in to the end of the video, as I normally do, in case you want to watch that instead. Thank you so much for suggesting this. I wouldn't have found this song. There's so many people who suggested this one, and I wouldn't have found it if it wasn't for them, and Tori Kelly is absolutely fantastic singing this this great Dear Evan Hansen song. So head on over there if you want to see it in its entirety. Thank you again for all your support here, all your support on the Patreon page. I truly appreciate it, and I will be back next week. Damn. Okay. I could see why everyone, so many comments for us to get to this song on this channel. Yeah, she's so good. I love she turns it. Well, there's so many things I want to say. We will go back and play it again then as we go through. I couldn't believe she was singing it live. First of all, when you see the start of it, you see, oh, okay, she's in this beautiful, it looks like an apple orchard. They use that lens flare maybe a little bit too much, and at first I was wondering why she even has a microphone, and it's because they're going to do this all in one shot, and she's going to actually sing it live, which, hats off. I actually absolutely love that she, challenged herself to step up and do that, which is really quite great. So, okay, let's go back to the beginning and we'll start it again. See, this whole lead in right here, as it comes in, you think it's just going to be a standard MV where she's just sort of, lip syncing along to the notes and she's going to maybe run through those mountains at some point. I love that that's not the angle she took. She just took it very straight, very simple, almost paid like respect to musical theater artists who have to sing live 8 times a week on stage. It's really, it's a difficult thing to do. People don't understand how difficult it can be, and way to challenge herself to actually do it in a music video, which is so good. Oh, it's so beautiful. I love this sort of, it turns into sort of singer-songwriter, sort of folksy. That's what they kind of turned this into. And I actually don't mind it. It's actually a really cool take on the song. Also getting a female artist to sing it. I haven't heard, I know there have been, but I haven't actually stopped to listen to a lot of female artists covering this song. Maybe it's just for her, but it sounds so right in her voice. It sounds very transferable. I'm not like it's not a jarring effect listening to her sing it. It's actually really quite good. There are moments. I think she's gotten a lot better. Back in 2010, I think Simon Cowell even tried to call her voice annoying to listen to, and she does have a little bit of that cheerleader Valley Girl sort of spike sometimes in her voice, but she's done such a good job, I think, recently of controlling that and really digging down into the soul of her voice and really establishing a tone of her voice that doesn't come up too squeaky or in that annoying range. It's in a good spot for her, I feel, right now. Oh, it's so good. I love those when she first hits that chorus. Just those straight strums on that acoustic behind her is really, it really just silences everything and lets her voice really come through in that moment, which is really quite nice. I'll say it every time I review this song. The I'm waving through a window is not in the music. And I love how Ben Platt threw that in. Because I think it helps him jump up to those notes. I've said it 1,000 times, I know, but it's not written in the music. So it's amazing to see all of these artists who cover this song again and again after him just take his lead and throw it in, even though it's not actually in the music. Whatever. It's very light. It's a very soft performance so far. I really would have loved her. I love the way she started. It's very muted, very restrained at the beginning. But as she gets into this, I think I would want a little bit more character, a little bit more emotion behind it, just because of what this song means to this show. It's kind of the big flagship song almost of the show, sort of. But you just want a little bit more meaning, a little bit more drive behind it. I don't know, as we go through, maybe we'll get there. Like that whole line right there is so desperate, right? But every sun doesn't rise. Is it as she has this flaring sun right behind her? It's kind of a deep line. It's like it's kind of admitting that not everyone has like that perfect upbringing or that perfect perfect life that you imagine they might have. So you'd want maybe a little bit more desperation in there, a little bit more understanding what that lyric is, rather than just singing through it beautifully. I don't know. Maybe that's just me. That whole section there, I love this camera movement and that they've done it all in one shot. Again, let's recognize that. I love when they pan back and forth around that sun, and especially in that moment there, it felt it turned a little gospel all of a sudden for me. It really feels like it's this big sort of amen moment. It just feels very, very heavenly, very gospel, which she's no stranger to singing for sure. But that's really what I just felt in that moment. I don't know if anyone else feels that, but it was such a beautiful little beat there for her. That's pretty good. It's not bad. People underestimate how low that actually is. Pasek and Paul just absolutely bitches by writing. That's rude. But by just writing, the song where it sits for most of it, and then just forcing Ben or forcing whoever's singing it to dive down into a little bit of depths of their range there to it's impressive that anyone can sit in there, and especially her, that she's singing this all live and really doesn't shy away from it. Really sits in those notes quite well. I always wanted it. I almost wanted her to come in on her own there instead of that. I know it's the big moment. I know it's that big beat it's really where the song kind of picks up. But I almost wanted her to do something different with it, and I think her coming in on her own there, maybe without the music. I don't know, maybe that's a dumb idea. I don't know. I wanted something different in that beat. It sounds too much like the original. I wanted her to maybe change it up and do something different. Ugh. Now that's so that I've said it before as well. That's one area where she's keeping on that where Ben does get rid of it. Eventually, as he continues on in this song, once he gets to these sections here, he hits that waving straight out. He doesn't throw that I'm to help him jump up. He hits it straight out. So it's interesting now that she's kept it in through to the end. All in one breath. So good. That is what you look for at the end of that song, is someone to hit that whole last phrase all in one breath, not take a beat before that O at the end. And she does, and it's so damn good. She also adds an O instead of, so there's an area there where she gets in towards the end there. She adds an O, which really helps her get onto that note, because it is a hard one to get in and hit wide out. I think it's on the word is. She adds the O is anybody waving, which it's a smart technique. Especially when you're covering a song and to throw in whatever you need to help you get onto the notes. That is just so damn good. There are so many angles in this where I think she looks so much like Rita Ora. It's crazy. There's certain angles where it's such a doppelganger effect. It could be either one of them. But that's just, it's a very, very solid cover, and I'm so glad. I've always been a big fan of hers, and I'm so glad that they let her get onto this soundtrack with some of the bigger stars in the world. Sam Smith, Carrie Underwood, throw Tori Kelly in, and they gave her this song of all songs. So it's a huge compliment to her, and she 100% did that justice. All right, that's all the time we have for this video. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and leave me a comment of what you thought of this video and what you'd like to see in the future. Until next time, I'm Marc Daniel Patrick, and thanks so much for watching.